Hello, hello, hello. We're live. Hope you can hear me. If you're watching the replay, just go ahead and scrub forward till you see stuff happening. I'm going to be showing some happy mail, some coloring, the prints that that I worked on last week, and some stencils. So yeah, so I'm just going to see who is in chat. Try to go to all chat this time. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching the replay if you're watching the replay. And so this is how our watercolor reindeer worked out, and I quite like him. I think he turned out really cool. But if you watched, I did a video after the live stream. I did a video of pulling him the next day, and it was a struggle. And I don't know if it's because of the type of matte medium I used on the plate, or if it was because my gel plates needed to be conditioned. So after I got them off, I did a really deep conditioning of my gel plates using some baby oil, gave it a good rub down, and then like rubbed it pretty hard with the baby wipe to get them off. So they're nice and conditioned now. And then this was the other one. Hi Dar, hi Diane. This is how the other one turned out. So you get sort of those watercolory effects where things kind of mix together, and some of the pieces sort of stretched and come off, so I just filled them in with a black art crayon. Just kind of filled in a couple areas that didn't work. This, I think I did the same thing. I think I filled in here and then I kind of smushed it over. And I don't know if you remember, but I put gold on the paper before I put the gloss gel medium for the pickup. And there was a few little spots of purple, and one of them, or burgundy, one of them was right there. It ended up right on her earring, which was perfect because I had forgot to put the watercolor on her earring. So that's grungy. Not my best blend or anything, but it was fun. But I was really happy with the reindeer. Hi, Apple. Hi, Barbara Chicken Pot Pie. Hi, Linda and Tim. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Laverne. Thanks so much for coming, guys. So I was really happy with the reindeer. So I did take a photo of him. And so you have art you like, you can like put it in your computer and print it out. I printed this out on some nice paper. I'm probably going to cut that down. I'm not making Christmas cards for mailing this year, but I'll probably use these to make my Christmas cards for my family when I see them on Christmas Eve. Ooh, we had quite a storm last night. We're having a lot of snow today and blowing snow. So we got Barbara singing the reindeer song. So this is going to go in my my December journal. So I'm doing some of the prompts from the December daily from this collection by Cassie, the Cassie Gilligan, the Cassie's Project. I bought this book, and Dee Dee's bought this book, and she's doing the prompts daily. I'm thinking, I feel like I should give this book to my sister because she's very creative, and I just think she needs a bit of prompting. So I think I'm going to give this to her for Christmas. And I was planning to maybe just doing some of the prompts in December. Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, Rhonda. So I'm thinking instead of a December daily, I'm kind of doing a December weekly. So decorate this bauble. I think what could count for that is my Dr. Seuss coloring page that I did. In the middle of a blizzard. Yeah, we're not blizzard yet, but we're close. So this was how the Grinch Stole Christmas coloring book, and that's my page. Maybe I should put this on. So that was lots of fun. I really enjoyed that. The Grinch Stole Christmas is really nostalgic for me, and my brother used to sing the Grinch song all the time. Maybe I'll just zoom in a little bit here. Bloop. So I used Neocolor 2s to base everything out. Actually, I saved it in notes. Let me just go to that. I saved the different stages. So this was just based it out with the Neocolor 2s, and then I activated it with water to make it like that. So it really gets more vibrant when, especially the background, when you activate with water. I think here I'd activated the reds and the green already, but just not the background. So that's what the background activated. And then that was all the ornaments colored with pencil crayons. And then the final one, which is here, is I added acrylic paint pens, grabby paint pens, and some Sharpie paint pens. So I really enjoyed that. I was talking last week about how I've just got sort of the coloring bug lately. Thanks, Dar. So I did a picture of this and I printed out a copy for my December journal. So it's already in there. And I'll show that in a minute when we got some time when some paint's drying. And what else? So yeah, so I think that would count as decorate this bauble, is that Grinch page. And then I do have a plan to do the illustrate a recipe. So I'm going to do some gel printing first, and then I'll show you guys the recipe that I'm attempting to illustrate. But first, and that's going to go in my December weekly journal. And then it's a December yearly, because I started that book. I showed it last time back in like, I don't know, 21. Let me just look back for a second. 21, yeah. And 23, I didn't really do anything in it, but. All right, let's show some happy mail. So I have this card from Andrea. We know her as Function of Light, Flo. So she sent me this cute little card with some glitter on it, and then she wrote a nice little message. She did some stamping inside. So thank you, Flo, for that. And then Joanne Newman sent me a pack of Etsy digitals, and she did tell me the names of them all. I'll go read it in a minute, but she sent me a bunch of angels. She said, just in memory of my mom, she sent me some angels. So that was really, really sweet. All different types. Sort of more some Victorian style, and then also some Art Nouveau kind of style coming up here. So like that. That's just so beautiful. Oh, I was thinking of one of the prompts in the book is put something in this jar. Maybe I'll cut out an angel and put it in a jar. Because I do, oh, that would be cool. I do have this jar stamp. I don't know if it would fit. Oh, it's pretty small. I don't think it would fit in that. So these are just really pretty, Joanne. Thank you so much for thinking of me. And they're just lovely. So we'll probably do our next giveaway at the beginning of the month of January. I'll probably give away some of these because I can't use all these. There's too many for me. So we will definitely be sharing those in January. Speaking of streaming schedules, I will not be streaming next week on Christmas Eve. We're hosting the whole family, and my brother, my husband's sister and brother-in-law, they're staying with us over Christmas. So I'm not going to be streaming on Christmas Eve, but I will be streaming on New Year's Eve, part of the streamathon that Royal's hosting, Royal Reynolds. So I will put a link for the streamathon below. Anyways, Joanne also made me this cool postcard. Merry Christmas. It's very, very sweet. And she colored that image, and there's glitter, and she put on a cool background. And she made me these tags. So she added some glitter. Those are very cute. See, I hope you can see that glitter. And that one there. She put gold glitter on this one. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And she sent me some coloring images from Deborah Mueller's Holly Jolly Elves. She sent me, I think she sent me 6, but I gave 2 to my son's girlfriend. These 2 I'm going to color this year. And then these 2 I'll probably save for next year. We'll see. We'll see. I've been in the coloring mood lately, so they might all get colored and put in my December book. So thank you, Joanne. You're always so thoughtful. Yeah, so I'm not going to pull up my December book until later, until I have some prints ready that I think I'm going to use. So I've got a couple stencils here. These are from PM Artist Studios. This one is Eddie Makes Art, or Eddie Reyes, and this is Video Game Style 2. And I thought that was super fun. I like the sort of the pop look of it. And then this is my stencil. I got 2 this month. One is, they're both called Double Vision. This one's Style 2. There's also Style 1, but I don't have Style 1 handy. So I'm going to combine these 2 because I think it kind of gives a cool, it'll give a cool like retro pattern when I layer it. And then I showed these paints that I got a couple weeks ago, and I said we would try them this week. So they're the Meeden soft body paints. And after I'd ordered them and received them, Carrie the Crafter did a video using a bigger set. And I don't know if he was totally sold on them on the gel plate, but I already had them, so I'm going to try them on the gel plate. Just pulling out the colors, and I swatched them onto labels. Most of them are transparent. So crimson semi-transparent, so is orange yellow. They say the burnt sienna is opaque, the white is opaque, the black is opaque. The blue pale says opaque, although we'll see, it doesn't look opaque here. Maybe when you put a couple layers. And then the cerulean blue hue, they say, is opaque, but again, I don't think it looks very opaque. I think they're kind of, so I had done a pull before stream using, I think, the orange and one of the reds, and it was very transparent. So I think we're going to have transparent sort of prints, but we're going to try it. I've got a color scheme in mind to go with my recipe page. So we're going to use that. I'm going to use this yellow, this black, this green, and then maybe this red, and maybe a blue. I think this one. Oh, my chat stopped moving. Sorry, guys. Hi, Becky. Thanks, Barb's. Barb's saying thumbs up. I should design a jar stamp. Yeah, that's a good idea. I have another idea for a stamp that I'm going to work on and see how it goes. Hi, Lydia. Yes, I'm hoping they'll be great layered together. Hi, Jolu. Okay, so we're going to try, I'm going to start with this stencil. We're going to do a little bit of like a modified long haul, but I'm going to use my big plate so that we can get as much coverage as possible. My stencil, this one here, it only comes in 9x12 in the 2 styles. Like I said, I don't have the style 1 with me, but you can check it out on their website. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how the soft body paint's gonna work, but I'm gonna start with this yellow with maybe a touch of the green in there, just like a light green. Ooh, oh yeah, so that's the lid. And then I think we'll do is we'll flop the stencil off onto an 8x10 plate. So I'm just going to put that beside it here. So we'll do some gel printing, and then while it's drying, we'll look at my weekly December journal. I'll show you, I've worked in it a little bit, so I'll show you what I've done. But let's get some stuff drying first. Oh, of course, I've got some hair on there. I can't even blame Lucy. So I will be streaming on New Year's Eve, Wednesday at 3 p.m., my usual time. I'm thinking about making some changes for next year, but I haven't really decided exactly what those changes are going to be. So I'll reserve talking about them until I figure it out. Thanks, Dar. Dar's putting in some links. Okay, so we're just going to roll this out. Just want kind of like a light green. I think I want more, like even lighter green. They do feel soft. Dee Dee showed a bunch of the Nick Pro paints. I had those, they were Descent ones. I have those in my wish list. One of the things in next year is I'm going to try a low buy. We'll see how that goes, right? Okay, now I do need some paper to roll this off onto. So I'm just going to do that. Like so, and then we're going to plop that onto some paper. Let's just use, I haven't used my graph paper in a while. I love graph paper on the gel plate. And I'm wearing my good sweatshirt today. Dangerous. Hi, Riri. Riri's saying the stencil is very Escher-esque. Cool. Patricia did a lot of cool layering with the two of my stencil designs. Ooh, I like it. Just gonna grab up just a little bit more here. Okay, and then let's do black. I always like to do black next. So we're doing what's kind of called a long haul, but I usually do like a mid haul where I don't do, dozens of layers. I just do a few just to kind of, sort of also helps me see how my stencil works. And I do like the final print I get, so. I like to start with the layer of paint underneath the stencil though, because I do, hopefully, when it's a new Yupo stencil, it will stick a bit. So instead of going the same way, instead of having the bones of the stencil the same way, I'm going to flip it and we'll see if we get some interesting results. So you showed your Escher book. Oh, I missed the beginning. I'll have to go back and watch that. So we're just going to do, oh, apparently I didn't flip it. Or does it, should have gone the other way? I should have gone the other way. Okay, maybe the next one. All right, so let's do a bit of red. This is Scarlet. Or crimson. Let's do crimson. It's quite cold out today, I think. -18 Celsius. So these paints do dry pretty quick. I'm just going to change my roller because I don't want much of black there. So I'm doing some Christmassy colors because I do want to make this final print part of my December book. Okay, let's try that again. So if I do that, it's going to be the same. But if I rotate, is it going to be the same? Am I losing my mind? I think I'm losing my mind. Yeah, I think that they're all going to line up. I was thinking for some reason they would go opposite. Or maybe they will this way. I don't know. Maybe I'm Oh yeah, Diane, you guys have all those floods. And this graph paper is pretty thin, so it's good. It does pick up a fair amount of the paint. With this technique, you do want some of the edges in there. Ooh, that's cool. Don't mind that. And we didn't do blue yet. Let's do blue. Let's do this dark blue. So I think it's okay so far, this paint. I mean, I haven't done the final pull, so, and I might pull with a different paint, but it's rolling nicely. It's transparent, but sometimes you want transparent, you know. Okay. I don't think I'm going to put it on this one. I think that's just going to muddy it up. Let's put it on this orange one. The red and gray ones look like Christmas candy. Yeah. I'm excited for Janet Young's scavenger hunt. She usually announces it on the Streamathon. Her streams usually at midnight. I am participating in the Streamathon, but because I do have, you know, company staying with us, I'm not sure how much I will actually get to participate. That is lovely. Woohoo! I love that. It's not Christmassy, but I love it. Check it out. That's cool with the ombre underneath. I like it. All right, so now we're going to pick up this stencil. And I'm hoping the paint underneath is still wet, that green paint. And then I'm going to put the green paint that's wet on this other gel plate, and we're flopping it off there. So we're going to let that dry. Ooh, it's even getting like the extra paints. Now the thing with the long haul is you keep going while the paint's wet, and that helps it build up. So that, I don't know if you guys can see that. I should have a white paper under there. Let me just put this down on, let's put it on this and see if some more paint comes off. Like a regular flop off. I feel like it won't, but we'll see. Hi, Anne-Lar. I liked your glue booking today. Yeah, not a lot came off. A little bit. Kind of chunky. So I have to clean up my room because my room up here is the guest room. So I have to get, I've got a foldy table up that's full of Christmas stuff. So after today's stream, I'm going to put all that away. Hi, Cheryl. And Cheryl was talking about, she did, you did some ephemera using candy wrappers, right, Cheryl? Because that would be cool for people to watch. She did a live stream yesterday, and that would be cool for people to watch for ideas for the scavenger hunt. Okay, so we'll let that dry, and then I'm gonna put this stencil on and add some paint, and then we're gonna pick it up with the different colors. So we gotta let that dry. So while it's drying, I'm gonna pull out my December book to show you what I've done since the last time. I should maybe put that fan on there. Fan, fan, fan. Okay. So today I've tried not to plan too much so that we have time to finish everything. So here you have the actual stencil, the outline of the stencil, right? And then you can see that here in the bright colors. And then the negative of the stencil, the spaces, gives us sort of that bone look. Also, when I was designing this, I kind of felt like this part reminded me of Christmas tree lights. So that's why I wanted it released in December, because I felt like it kind of has a Christmas vibe. And just finished decorating her tree. Cheryl says, yes, Hershey's Kiss wrappers for Grinch stuff. Shared on Insta. You share with me on Insta? Like, do you message it to me? Let me go look. Or do you mean you posted it on Instagram? Let me just check here. Okay. Or do you mean Facebook? Let me check Facebook Messenger. Maybe it's there, Cheryl. I don't. Can you guys hear that fan going really loud or not too bad? Yeah, I don't see it there. I don't see it. Cheryl, can you give me a better idea where it is and then I could show it? Couldn't send the pic. Sent you the message to find me. Where's the message? Is it on Instagram or is it on Facebook? Janet showed her book has cupcakes. Yes. Yeah, Joanne, I'm not sure if I'm going to do the candy theme. I haven't decided yet. I think I'm going to look at the prompts and then decide. Okay, so we've got those interim prints. We're letting that dry. I was going to show you my December book. And I had another point I wanted to make too. So I'm going to bring this all over. So we all love these collage soup books, but people, don't forget, you can also get images from like magazines, right? Like, so this is a flyer about windows that I got, and it had these cute little houses on it. And I thought, well, that would look cute in my little book. And it had this little girl looking out the window, and one of the prompts in the art journey book is like, look out your window, what do you see? So I thought I could put her on a page, and I could draw a window, and I could put snow, because pretty much snow is what I see. So don't feel like you have to buy, a bunch of collage books. I don't buy every collage book. I buy, a good amount of them, but you don't have to. You can use, magazines and catalogs and flyers. Okay, so I showed this last week, so I'm not going to show like the beginning part again, although I think I'm going to need a bigger ring, but but I did add to it. So last time I had worked in it really was 2022. This was the last page in 2022. So I decided I'm going to put some stuff from 2024 in here. Jolu says she goes online and gets free art stuff. And Joanne uses a lot of Etsy images, that reminds me, I'll read off the list of the images for the angels, the shops. But if you don't want to be printing out things, you can use catalogs and magazines, because not everybody has a printer or wants to use their printer. So this was my Christmas card of my stamped carving of Lucy, and I made some clothing for her. So this is my Christmas card last year. So I just decided I'm going to put it here, and I just used like those old-fashioned photo squares, so I could look at the back if I want to. And I just put a few, these are from that Collage Soup Festification book. Where did you send it though, Cheryl? I don't know where to look. And then these were done on a live stream. This was the practice piece I did. This was a gel print from a couple weeks ago that I tore the edges, I stuck it in there, And I think I'll go in with some paint to paint out the rest, maybe put some words there. And then this was a watercolor traditional style. And then I did add some Dorland's wax on the surface to help preserve it a bit. That's this stuff. And I've only used it once and it seems like it works pretty good. I know Mary, the Atelier, uses it quite a bit. Facebook Messenger, okay, I'll try that. And then this is some foam from the dollar store. I just glued on there. And then this was one of the, I showed this last week. So this was a watercolor on the Gelliplate, like the same technique I did last week with the reindeer. So I really liked how that one turned out. So I just glued it on there. We talked about this. This was from a few weeks ago and I made it a tribute to my mom. And then this was the image from the coloring book that I just finished yesterday. So I used my photo of it and I printed it onto some good quality paper and I just stuck it in here. So that's where I'm at now. So that's, maybe I'll write decorate an ornament. One of the prompts in that book is mindless doodle. So I might doodle around the edges here on the border. I'm not really sure. Bye Dee Dee, thanks for coming. Jolou says she gets free magazines from the library and has some junk books that people at the library get rid of. All right, so let's, I think this one's dry. We can pull this one. Okay, so let's test this paint as a pull-up color and see how it works. I'm just going to look at Facebook Messenger first to see if Cheryl's picture, here it is. And that's from a Hershey's Kiss. I'm going to zoom that in here. So this is what Cheryl sent me. So I'm not sure, did you use the Hershey's Kiss as like the base of that? Like, it almost looks like a Shrinky Dink. It's really cute though. I like your little clasp on there and stuff. Interesting. Or is that did the wrapper have that picture on it and then you cut it out? Okay, and I'm going to just kind of go to Instagram where Joanne sent me the list of the Etsy stores. I think. Nope, that's the wrong one. Here we go. All right, so for those angels, they came from FusionDreamPrint, AshAndFernCreations, RedheronLighthouse, and Abroutique. So I will post those links or the names. You guys can find the links. I'll post the names in the description, which I should write that down because I'm going to forget. Let's pull this and then I'll write those down while that's getting pulled. So you guys probably can't see that very well. Let's put something under here. Nope. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm thinking something metallic would look cool. So instead of using one of those paints, I'm going to use the PBO. Okay. The Grinch foil. Okay. So the Hershey's Kisses have, the foil has like a Grinch theme, and then that's what you used. That's what you used. Okay. Gotcha. Whoops. So if you want to see how Cheryl did that, check out her live stream from yesterday. I think she did that. So I'm just going to use this on here. And I need another piece of paper. Okay, so let's, just gonna check if that big piece is dry because I want to add, looks pretty good. I'm gonna add the paint from Eddie's stencil onto this. Let's get the other, get this one ready. I'm trying to be somewhat organized and efficient. Okay, so I was thinking it would be fun to have pink. Have like the pops of like pink showing through, and I was thinking this blue-green iridescent. So Cheryl said, in cardstock, punched out crystal glaze. Oh, so you put glued the Grinch foil onto cardstock, then punched it, and then you added the crystal glaze on top. What mediums do I think is best for a gel plate? Acrylic paint is the sort of the standard. You kind of need acrylic paint to pull up, but you can mix it with lots of different things, right? You don't have to just use acrylic paint, but acrylic paint is kind of what you need in general. I mean, I've done stuff with watercolor where you don't use any medium to pick it up. You just kind of plop the paper down. Okay, so we've got this. I'm going to take this stencil off and plop it down on here. Use a fresh brayer to kind of get it to adhere. That's cool. I'll show you that in a second. Let's put this on top of here. Let's see if we can get some of the paint that's still on there to come off. You don't want to leave a fresh stencil, a fresh Yupo stencil down very long. So that's kind of cool combination of a roll off in the middle and then the flop off there. And then I'll show you this on the plate here. And then we can pick that up with another color, or once it's dry, we could add the double vision stencil back on there and combine it that way. So now we're gonna let that dry. So while that's drying, I'm gonna write down those Etsy names for the angels, if anybody's interested. I should write them in big so you guys can see them. Here, I'll do it in. Okay, so it's, these are the Etsy stores that Joanne got those angels. Fusion, I don't know which is from Rich, you'll have to just check them all out. And I'm printing them the way she wrote them because on Etsy, their search engine is awful and you have to put things in exactly as they have them, otherwise you can't find a store. Red Heron, oops, that one's wrong. It could be that, I don't know if Joanne wrote them exactly right, but you'll have to do some combination of these. And almost there. Okay, those are the Etsy stores. So hold that up. You can take a screenshot and look for them. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome. Thanks for remembering and coming to check us out. And Rhonda says, if you want to pick up one print with another print, you can use clear matte medium on the gel plate. Yes, that's a very good point. But I just finally washed all the gel medium off of these gel plates, so I don't think I'm going to do that today. It took me a while. I'm wondering if the better matte mediums are harder to remove off the gel plate. Like this is what I used when I made the reindeer and that image transfer lady. When I did the what did I use this one? I can't remember. But when I did that cup last Christmas that worked, I don't know, I might have used my North Shore medium, which isn't quite as transparent, but maybe that's what I used. I'll have to look back at my stream from last December to see, because that one worked really well. I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna put this under the fan. I'm hoping my idea is going to work for this print. All right, that's pretty dry. Let's see, should we add, could add this back on. Let's use, I want to use the new paints. We already used the crimson, but I think I want to use the crimson again. We could try this blue that's supposed to be opaque. So Joanne said she wrote the Etsy shops as on the websites. Thank you. Hey, View. Oh, I got to get out that Deborah Mueller book to show you. I just laughed so hard, View, when I saw that. Uh-oh. I'm going to go get a coloring book in a second to show the View, because she was looking at a coloring book by, what's her name? Hannah. She makes those ladies with the big eyes. Shoot, can't think of it. Or was it, oh, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one, View. Was it, oh, you know what? I might have been thinking of that Jasmine Griffith, and I don't have any of hers. Okay, so that's something there. I could have put it on here even. I could have put that on there. That would have been okay. And then I'm trying to think, is there a way? Oh, there's a way to get them the other way. See, because that's this way. No. I have to flip it, that's what it is. That's this way. So to get the opposite direction, you have to flip it this way, not that way. That's my bad. So I could put these on this way once that dries. That might be interesting. Let's think, let's hold on to that thought. Hannah Lynn, yes, so it was Hannah Lynn that I found, but I think it was the Jasmine Beckett. You were like laughing at the big spider eyelashes. But I did do a catalog of all my coloring books, and I found this book, and I just started laughing because I told you, I don't have any of her books. I don't have any of her books. And then I found this book, and it's a cute book. I think you might actually like it. I'm just going to move this over here. It's Whimsy Girls Through the Decades, Hannah Lynn. But she has the big eyelashes too. So this is, so she has Through the Decades, she has these girls. And then there's like one further away, and then there's like a close-up. So we're kind of going through the ages. But my favorite's when we start getting to, so there's Flapper, Prairie Girl. My favorite's when we get to the 60s and 70s. There's a mechanic pinup girl. She's fun. I was very adamant about it. I've never colored any of hers. I don't have her. This reminds me of A League of Their Own. But I really like this book. It's really cute. And I do like how there's like, you could do the further away or you could do the close-up one. The 50s. And then, so just a quick flip through. The 60s, I love that one. Check her out, her beehive. The 70s, she is adorable. The 60s, that's very, you like the jazz singer? That's very, what's that girl who wears like all those big bows and stuff? I can't think of it. That's more the 80s. It's the 80s. That's definitely the 80s. That was me in the 80s, except for the hand weight. And then it's probably the 90s. I don't know, big sweaters. That's the 90s. Alternative. So I really like this book. But I laughed when I saw, I've got the Big Eyelash Girl book. So I wanted to do a little flip through of that for view. So I thought it was a Deborah Mueller book when I knew I had this book through the decades, but I thought it was a Deborah Mueller book, which is similar to the pages that, where are they, that Joanne sent me. She sent me some of these Deborah Mueller, but she doesn't have as big eyelashes. So a little bit different style. I have an Alice book that's the Deborah Mueller, but I don't have, this book I thought was Deborah Mueller, but then I saw, oh, it's Hannah Lynn, and I just laughed. It'll be our secret, thanks. Shh, don't tell anybody. Okay, so this is kind of dry. Let's actually add another layer. So we're going to flip it. Flip it. And it's probably not exact. So we've got pink, we've got the blue. Let's do purple. And then I'll flip it onto this one. We'll have some purple. Ooh. So it's too snowy to take Lucy for a walk tonight, and I went to Costco yesterday, so I wouldn't have to go today. So I'm going to just spend the rest of my day in my room, organizing, cleaning, getting ready for my company. Ooh, it's very thin. I think I need more. I'm going to add more. I feel like, I don't know if this paint's going to last very long on the gel plate because it's very thin. Okay. That's going to look funky though. Okay, and then I think our big one should be ready to pull, and then we can work on our December page. Yeah, I think on your channel I saw you were showing that big book of Deborah Mueller, like a compilation book, and I was so tempted to get it, but then I'm like, I've got to work in the books I have. So that's a flop off, 2 flop offs and a roll off. I like that, that's fun. Okay, let's let this dry and then we'll pull it with something, I don't know what. I do want to test how well these paints pull, but I'm not on my good print. Okay, so here's our combination of the mini long haul and then with my double vision stencil and then some of these shapes from Eddie's video game. And then I'm going to pull it on this piece of scrapbook paper that I have altered for my December daily. So I'm not going to put it that side down, I'm going to put it blank side down. So that's what I want to pick up. Okay. Now, is there enough green? I do want quite a bit of green. This plate is so yellow, it's hard to tell. Let's go ahead and pick it up. I'm going to pick it up with my metallic white, I think. Or I could try to pick it up with this green, or maybe a metallic green. But then I think, just thinking about the colors, we have this light green, because the pink is the metallic, it's going to show up on a dark. Oh, decisions. I feel like I'm going to lose the light green if I use this green here. How do I find the pigment quality? I'm not sure. Like, it's pretty sparse. Like, it's okay there. I mean, the pigment is pretty good. It's transparent though. I'm finding it transparent. Okay, I'm just going to use this metallic white because I have some collage elements I want to put on this as well, and I think this is the safer bet. If I hate it, then I can use a different piece of paper. So this is the one we're going to use. Hey Brenda, hope your meeting went well. We actually got a dehumidifier put on our furnace because our windows were just fogging up on the inside so much, and it's not good for your windows. So I'm thinking I'm going to notice my paint's going to start to dry even faster than it has in the past, right? I want to get that down before it dries. Should have grabbed a bigger piece of paper. Push it down. And then I can collage some extra papers on top of this if it's not quite the color I wanted, but we'll see. I do have some backup papers ready too. It went well, good. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. Okay, and let's pull some of our other prints. Actually, let's put another layer on this one. Nope, that one's not dry yet. Let's put the fan on it. Okay, let's pull this one. All right, so this one just had the green flop off on the gel plate, and then I used the blue metallic as my pickup color, and then I picked it up onto something that already had some brayer-offs on it. And it pretty much obliterated the brayer-offs, but you can kind of see like just a little bit of the texture from them. Okay, so this plate's nice and sticky. We're in your kitchen while you cook a chicken. Okay, let's see. I think this one's ready. So we've got pink, purple, light blue. These are all oh no, that's not true. The first layer is the pink, that's the iridescent pink. That's a flop off. I'm just gonna sort of turn it over to look. think a light pink or magenta. This set doesn't really have like a light pink, does it? Here, I'm just going to pull all these colors here just to show you what's in this set. I'm not 100% convinced this is great jelly printing paint, so I'm not recommending it for that. I think until I use it more, I'm reserving my judgment. So if we use this dark blue, this is supposed to be opaque. This blue is supposed to be opaque, so it should still show. This purple is transparent, but I think it would show over this blue. And then usually that iridescent color shows well on darker colors. So let's use this dark blue. Hi, Handy Scandy Nancy. I'm glad you can catch me live too. Thanks for coming, everybody. Okay, so I need to decide what paper am I going to pick you up on. I don't think I'm going to use my graph paper. It's a bit thin. Let's use one of our good papers to give this paint a fair shake. We're going to use the Hammermill 32 pound. Could do an ombre, but if I had like a light pink, I would consider an ombre, but I don't have a light pink. Oh, there's this. This is even a darker blue. But then I think we're going to lose the purple. So we're going to use this mid-range blue. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Now the problem with the tops is they're clear. So I put them down and then oops, what the heck? Oh, that came off. I put them down and then I lose them. Okay, here it is. So yeah, I'm not sure if I love the clear tops and you have to screw them on. So I don't know. I don't think I'm in love with these paints. I think I was seeing everybody using the R paints, and I like Robin McClendon and P. Martyr Studio, and I was like, oh, those look so yummy, but I couldn't really get them from where I live. So I think I was hoping these would be like those paints, but I don't think they are. But I think they'll have lots of uses, ooh, I just about missed it there. Lots of uses just in general. Maybe not on the gel plate though, I'm not sure. Hey, Bling Auntie. Hey, NC. Thanks for coming, guys. I'm using my new stencil design called Double Vision. This is style 2. There's also a style 1 available, but I don't have it. And then this is a stencil, also PM Artist Studio stencil designed by Eddie at Eddie Makes Art, and it's called Video Game 2. Okay, so we're gonna let that percolate. And let's see if this one's ready. Nope, not quite ready yet. Oh, maybe. Taking a peek. Just kind of looking off camera at this other print to see if it's ready. Don't know if I got the edges down enough. But you know, we could probably fill those in. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it and do it and do it and do it all again. Easy come, easy go. We gotta rock, 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 rock. Okay. Now, if I let this sit longer, I'd probably have a better pull, but I think the edge is because I didn't get the edges down quick enough. Oops. Let's go the other way. And I want to work on my December page. So I want to use this piece of paper. So I think it's a happy print. I think I like it. I'll put that down there. So we've got the grunginess from around the stencil by doing that mini haul technique. See, if the paint is a little bit thin, so I would have liked that green layer to be more more consistent. But for the page I'm doing, it might actually work pretty well. So I'm going to show you guys my concept for this page, which we're going to have to, actually might have to do something with that too. So my concept for this page is a recipe, illustrated recipe. And when I was a kid, I loved this green cottage cheese salad. It sounds crazy. And it was a package of cream cottage cheese or regular cottage cheese, a large package of Jell-O, any flavor, but usually the green because it's lime, but just dry, the dry package. Stir in a 1/4 cup chopped nuts, like walnuts, 1 can crushed pineapple drained, 1 banana sliced, and 2 envelopes of prepared Dream Whip, and pour into a mold. Hey, Raoul. So, and then here, this is my mom's writing. So she recommended doing half a recipe and she wrote out the measurements for me there. So it's kind of special because it has my mom's writing on it. I was thinking about maybe doing a glaze of green on this, but let's see if we're going to do that or not. So we're going to illustrate the recipe. So it doesn't look like a Jell-O, like I remember eating it and it wasn't like a Jell-O salad. It was more of a creamy color looking, but I was able to find some Jell-O mold salads in the collage soup, not the collage soup, these books here, these cut it up books. So the things to cut out in collage had the food, these two I think, and then this one had this little girl, which I thought would be funny, peeking over top. And then this is from Collage Soup, and then this is from a different book that I don't recommend. So I don't know, I just thought it would be fun to kind of like make a collage with that. The greens don't quite match, but I had pulled out this. Brenda said, you made that salad growing up for the holidays. I loved it. Elizabeth said, that salad is a staple in your family potluck. We always used strawberry Jell-O and called it pink stuff. Well, I could make pink stuff too. So I used to love that Jell-O salad. So I thought I could even cut this out in the shape of like a Jell-O mold, like a salad. This one has like olives in it, which actually maybe this one's better. It has olives too. But I'm gonna fussy cut her. But I thought I could even like cut this out in the shape of like a Jell-O salad, but it usually didn't keep its form. The salad I had, I think we usually just ate it. It says pour into mold, so maybe it did have a mold. I don't know. Actually, let's make that really big. We're gonna cut out a Jell-O salad. Okay. So I just want to have some fun, and I've been thinking about our Christmases growing up. Oh, I guess that doesn't really work there. Let's try that again. Cut that there. That could be the plate. Can even do like, that pink doesn't go anymore. Could do purple, like let me move these out of the way. Whew. Whew, I'm warm. I'm gonna take off my sweatshirt. Let me just take my microphone off. It's warm in here today. Whew. That is too funny that you guys know this salad. I thought, this is crazy. No one's gonna know this salad. And it's funny because it has my name on it, but it was a friend of theirs. This recipe was a friend of theirs, and her name was also my name. Okay, so we're gonna make I'm gonna glue that to be the table. It wasn't Christmas without a Jello mold. That's funny. We'll do it this way. And I'm not gonna like overthink this. I'm not. I'm telling myself I'm not gonna overthink this. We're gonna get her done. We're gonna have fun and we're gonna smile. Gosh darn it. Oh man. Okay. Usually glue stick doesn't stick to acrylic paint, so I'm going to use my good old-fashioned Aleene's Tacky. I should put some stuff under here. And then we'll figure out how to add these extra pieces and stuff. Ah, it's dripping. Okay. Seems to me I wanted this kind of in the middle. Now where's my lid? I'm having lid issues today. Okay, where's my glue stick? There it is. Okay, I'm going to just read rules in a second here. I just want to get this glued on here first. And then we can add some shading and some grungification. Okay, Rule said, talking about salad, I made Dutch potato salad with mayo, red beets, corn, pineapple, onion, pickles, and tomorrow I'll put shredded beef, and boiled eggs as decoration on top. In slices, the salad is called Huzaran salad. Wow. That is a full salad. Oops. So this might not be my most beautiful page ever, but it has fun memories for me. And apparently you guys, a lot of you guys remember this type of salad as well. Maybe I should make one this Christmas and surprise my family. We haven't had it in years. I think I was the only one in our family that loved it. I think my mom used to make it just for me because I loved it so much. Okay. All right. We're going to put our Jello mold like that. And I'm thinking this would be kind of funny to have her there. And then the recipe, I gotta put the recipe somewhere, right? Do we put the recipe there? Do we make it green? I'm wondering if this green, maybe we'll ink it green. And then I do want this on here too, I think. I just think that's kind of fun. Okay, let me fussy cut that. I'll look at chat. Brenda, I tried making it 1 year for my own family and they thought it was gross. I know my husband wouldn't like it. And I think my one son would try it. My other son, there's no way he would try it. He's got texture issues and he doesn't really like fruit and vegetables. Carol, my corner, I think she's still here. Hi, Jackie. She's been working in this prompt list as well. So is Dee Dee Willingham, and Carol, my quiet corner, she's done quite a few pages as well. And she has a YouTube channel and she streams sometimes. It's usually on Friday, I think. Diane said your mother loved making the Jello molds of all kinds. She made one with shredded beets that didn't go over well. I love beets. Turkey breast may be healthier, but steak sounds delish. That's what Jackie says. Yes, Carol's here. So check out Carol. She's been doing an awesome job on these prompts. Carol, did you do the recipe prompt? What did you do for your recipe? I think I'm going to keep this in the background. And Raul is hosting the Streamathon, the New Year's Eve Streamathon. And he just put a short up today about the day one, which is New Year's Eve. And then there's more streamers on New Year's Day. I don't know if he's done a short about New Year's Day yet. He probably will. So he's got a short that has like all the streamers. Carol did her mother's cookies. You can roll and freeze. Cool. Okay, and we'll skip this one. Put those, that like that. I like that just kind of behind her. I think it's kind of fun. And then we've got to figure out, I feel like we should make this colorized. And I was thinking about having her here, just the time of it, but I think I'm not going to. We're going to say no to Lucille Ball. Promo for day 2 and December 23rd. December 23rd. Oh, on December 23rd? I think that's what he means. Okay, so let's... I do want my mom's, I'm worried if I cover it that it's going to, we're going to lose my mom's writing there. So I think I'll just ink the edges with green. Let's find a good green. That's too dark. There's this Distress or Delusions green. I think that might work. Elizabeth says, our pink stuff was a little different. It didn't go into a mold. It usually just had fruit cocktail, sometimes nuts. Yeah, this one has nuts, and it says pour into a mold, but I don't really remember it being in a mold. think I'm going to just kind of instead of using paint, I'm just going to use this ink. So some of this is my writing, but the writing on this side here, over here, that's my mom's writing. So do dark green along the edges. Now, even though this one doesn't have like olives in it, I just like that picture. It's just kind of fun. Okay, so do that. Do that. We could make this mold smaller or just move it up. I think I'm going to cut it on the bottom. Like that. And let's ink the edges of this with a dark green. Or should we do, let's try dark green. Diane says she's been rounding up all of her mother's and her sister's writings, and we'll do up an album with them. That's great. My mom had a lot of writings, and my sister's been scanning them and putting them in a Google Doc for us. So that's been very fun. And this was a print we did a few weeks ago using my Creeping Vine stencils. I feel like maybe we want to use a Pitt pen. Kind of make this more like a plate. Whoops. And don't forget to put your name on it. Yes, that's a good idea. Okay, let's just paint a bit of this metallic white on the plate here. Okay, and just going to distress these edges a bit more. Should we do like, maybe we'll do like a glow on the top. Jolu got a prompt book of 100 Days of Drawing by Jennifer Lewis, and it's a really nice book. That's good. That's a good recommendation. So we're going to put a shine on this. Make it look more jello moldy. Need more paint. So I'm trying not to be too precious here. I'm just trying to have fun. Sometimes it gets a little stressful, you know, getting ready for the holidays, and like I've got company coming, so I gotta clean the house, and I'm gonna kind of make like a divot there, like an indent. Looks like it's smiling now. And then let's do a shine over the top too. Is it looking more like a jello-y consistency, translucent? Maybe that's too indented there. We'll just kind of smudge that a little bit. All right, there's our weird jello mold. Okay, I'm gonna glue that there. We're gonna put, what if we do that? And then we'll have her here. I think I like that better. Yeah, okay, I'm liking that. I couldn't figure out how to get the recipe in there. Do you guys like that as like a layout? This crayon is just a recollection, King Art mixed media gel stick. It's basically like just a like an art crayon. You just sort of smudge it with your fingers. It's nothing crazy. So I'm just gonna smudge that. I do have a purple one, which might be cool for the, like purple and green go well together, right? We could do purple. Where's my lid? I'm having trouble with lids today. My lids keep disappearing. Let's see. So they just come in a container. I've got 4 of them. I've got these. I don't think they're like archival or anything, but they're just these kind of crayons. I think this one would be cool, this purple one, just to outline the bottom part. You're welcome. I think this one's iridescent as well. They might even be water soluble. I'll put a little bit of the black. Whoops, and I'll glue that down a bit better. Okay. Now this is getting a bit warpy because of the glue. I got a glue under here too. I didn't have my glue to the edge of the paper, I don't think. See, if you just use glue stick, it's not going to stick. So it does, yeah, I'm just gonna use the paper towel to kind of, not paper towel, baby wipe, kind of blend that in. And then we can do like a shadow under there too. Okay. It's not bad. All right, where are we at? Oopsie. Losing my lids. Okay. Now, I think we should use pink around the edges. Or this fun green. Okay, I'm just going to do the edges and then I'm going to glue these on. Just thinking, let's see how this green looks. Sort of that minty. Fill in those spots there. And let's do a little bit of black. Now I don't have anything going on the other side too much, so, but if you do, you have to be careful because this is gonna mark the other side. And obviously this isn't a tutorial. We all have our own memories of, you know, recipes and okay, and let's try a little bit of this pink just to go with just to kind of blend in where it ripped. And who do I think will be, oh, Stranger Things? Oh gosh, that's a good question. I'm hoping Mike. I don't like Mike very much. But I'm really enjoying Game of Thrones. Really. I wish it wasn't so graphic in terms of the sexual content, but I'm enjoying the story. I'm enjoying the story. Okay, so now we've got to figure out how we're going to put that on. So do that. And then where did my little person go? Oh, here she is. So do that. Oh, I think I have to move my, I have to redo the shadow once we got it glued down. And I don't really like how that's blue, so let's just grab a Pip pen. We can make it green, but I think we could try green. Is it gonna go? We could do purple or we could do green. Let me just do a test here. Let's see what the purple looks like. I think I like the purple better. So I'm just going to go So Pitt pen is India ink, permanent. And while it's wet, you can kind of smudge it. I just didn't think the blue went very well. And this is like similar to the ladies from the collage soup that we did the snark cards with. So on those ones, I had added stickles, so I could always add some stickles to the No, my fingers are going to be purple. I just didn't think the blue went very well. So I can't believe it's Christmas next week already. Does everybody have, like, are you guys all ready for Christmas? I've got my shopping done. I just have to do my wrapping. And then I've got to clean and I got to do food. I got to figure out food. We've done potluck for our Christmas dinners for a while. Since my dad passed away, we started doing potluck. There's just too much for my mom, so my sister's making the turkey, and then my sister-in-law is bringing French-Canadian meat pie called tourtière. And I'm making the potatoes and the yams with the marshmallows on top, and maybe I'll make this crazy salad. So that goes a bit better. We could add a bit of this pink just over top here, maybe, just to kind of make it more festive. There we go. I think that just blends in better. Ooh, I could make this part pink. Ooh, let's do that. I don't have a pink Pitt pen. I could use alcohol marker, but I'm just going to use the art crayon. And I think these set pretty well once they're dry. I mean, they're not perfect, but there. So you guys are talking about, oh no, I don't want Dustin. I want Dustin to stay. I like Dustin. And I like Robin. Robin's fun. And it can't be Joyce. I mean, come on. Okay, so we're going to do that. I want the mold to show. Pour into mold. So we're going to move this over here. And we're going to put some cake. We're going to move that up. Bring this down. And we're going to have this at the top. There. What do you guys think? And then I have to redo the shadow down here. Hi, Linda. I'm making a homage to my mom's green cottage cheese salad with Jell-O and a mold. Robin wasn't in the promo poster. Interesting. Maybe they're playing mind games with you. Okay, so no one said they don't like it, so I'm just going to start gluing. So let's start with her. So I'm using my Eileen's Tacky, and then I'm going to use my glue stick, which is here. Okay. Jackie thinks it looks good. Thank you, Jackie. And I've got some black smudge on my glue stick, on my glue, so I'm just going to pull that off. She looks like she wants to eat that Jello. Okay, and then we'll do this one next. I started watching the show Malice, which I quite enjoy, but we're going to wait and watch it with my sister-in-law because they don't want to watch Game of Thrones, so we need a show. We need a show that we think they'd like. So I like it so far. I watched one episode. That was pretty good. And then I recently started watching The Gilmore Girls from season 1 because I'd never seen it, and a lot of my online friends and my son's girlfriend, they all love it. So I thought I'm going to give it a try. So I started it and it's cute. I'm liking it so far. Hi, Lisa. You like the background? Thank you. It's a Gelliprint. Using my new stencil, Double Vision Style 2. There's also a Style 1, so that's Style 2. Something like that. And then also using this stencil also from Kim Artist Studio by Eddie Makes Art, called Video Games 2. I liked how the shapes of this kind of mimicked the Jello mold to me. That's kind of why I wanted to put them together. And then together I like the retro feel because this was back in the 70s and 80s, right? Okay, so let's glue this one down next. Claire Danes, yes, Beast in Me. I saw that. I enjoyed it. That was good. She's good at being scared. Her chin does this quiver thing. Woo. So I enjoy art journaling, you know. Not everything has to be fine art, right? This is fun art, fun art. Okay, and then we're going to put that there. Let's put this here. I don't know why, it's not really a Jello mold, but it makes me laugh. I don't see Twisted Lady, but hello, Twisted Lady. So we got a bit of a snowstorm here, so my plan today is to keep playing in my room, put some stuff away, get ready for my company that's coming next Tuesday. All right. My Eileen's tacky. If I don't keep the lid on it, everything just falls right out. What does everybody else have planned for the rest of the day? Gilmore Girls is such a feel-good series. It seems to be so far. Okay. Maybe I should make this plate pink instead of white. I think the pink would look better. So we're going to do that. I'm going to make the shadow. Redo the shadow. Let's do the shadow here. And then we're going to make the plate pink. So I'm going to use this pink to make the plate pink. And I'm tempted to I might put some pink stickles on those pimentos because I don't think I want them red. And there's no pimentos in my recipe, right? How much do some cleaning, you might do some cleaning, some arts, and some searching for your sparkles. Oro watched the Gilmore Girls in the 90s to improve his English. That's awesome. So we're turning the plate pink. I might need to get something thicker. I'm not sure if that's standing out enough. You know what I need to do is I need to put 2 layers on it. That's what I need to do. So do I recommend these soft body paints for the gel plate? Not yet. Not yet. I feel like they're okay. All right, let me, do I have some pink stickles? I have red, I have white, I have purple. I don't think I want purple stickles in there. Do I have, oh, I can use a gel pen. I'll use a pink gel pen. But I don't have a sparkly gel pen that's pink, do I? I do have some sparkly gel pens, but they're no name, hit or miss. Let's see. Did we pull? Oh, we have another print to pull still. Ooh, that's very bright. Let's see, this one has sparkle, but I don't know. Well, it kind of works. Let's see. Doesn't make it not look red. Maybe I'll use a paint pen. Yeah, use this. And then we can imagine those are like cherries or strawberries or something. I don't think I want. I don't really want red on this. Okay, so I just kind of, there. Maybe we'll make these pink too. Okay. Now I'm definitely going to have to put this under a book. So I'll spray this with water, like a light mist of water, and then I'll put it on some wax paper on top, and then I'll put it under a book so that it's not so smooshy. I just need a white paint pen. No, to make this highlight just a bit more pronounced. Okay. So, Christina watched Gilmore Girls the first time when it came out, and the second time because her granddaughter wanted to watch it. So you watched it together. Oh, that's sweet. My son's watching it with his girlfriend, and I bought her the coloring book, and they were looking through the coloring book, and she just was loving the coloring book. So I thought, you know, and then we were in chat, and some other, I know Colleen, Scrap Chick Colleen, she loves it, and Cat and Paste loves it. So I said, okay, I'm going to watch it. All right, we've got one more jelly print to pull, and then I'll give you a close-up of that. Review the prints and then we'll sign off. Ooh, okay. So these paints might be redeeming themselves. Okay, so this is, that's kind of neat. I like that. We've got the light blue, which is this one. We've got the dark blue, this one that we pulled it with, and then this part is the purple, and then we have a bit of this iridescent color was the flop off, these shapes here. So I kind of like that. So that was one print. The second print, well, I'll just show the prints. This was a flop off. That was a flop off onto the gel plate. That was a flop off onto paper. This was picking up over a paper that already had the orange and the red. And that's the orange and the red are from this. And then this blue, was it this one? I can't remember which blue it was. And then this was just picking up paint through the stencil with black, the crimson, and this is a combination of the two greens, or the yellow and the green. The yellow and the green. So that's kind of fun. So those were done in the process of making this one print here, which is in the background of our main attraction for today. So we have what was the prompt? I'll read the prompt in a second. So we got our green cottage cheese salad, our lady that's like so excited, the little girl that's like seems scared, and then that's a print we did using Creeping Vines. That was, I think, a long haul print a few weeks ago. And that was just a roll off we did today on the graph paper. And let me just read that prompt. The green one can be mermaid scales. Yes, that one. That would make good mermaid scales. So there's our prints. And then, where's that book? And I did a flip through of this book for Coloring View. We're gonna get a little laugh. I showed the Happy Mail from Joanne Newman. She sent me some coloring pages and some angels. And I did share what Etsy store, all these angels that she shared with me, where they're from. I showed my coloring page that I did in the How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And yes, so this prompt is from this book here, The Art Journey. And this prompt is illustrate a recipe. Illustrate a recipe. What is your favorite meal or dessert? Is it saved especially for Christmas period? Create little illustrations of the ingredients and write down the method as a special reminder. So I got the idea from Dee Dee Willingham to use actually an index card. This is the recipe I wrote down that my mom told me about. And it's going to go right into this book. It's going to go right here. I was hoping it'd be more green to match that, but this kind of green, it's the same print here. So, and then I don't know what we're going to put there. So that's where that's going to live in my December weekly. And I think over the next week, over the Christmas break, I'm going to start coloring in this cozy Christmas book. And I picked out a page. I'm going to color this page. If anybody wants to also color the same page, if you have this book, I'll be posting it on Instagram, maybe on Facebook. And next week I won't be streaming on Christmas Eve, but I will be streaming on New Year's Eve at 3 p.m. It's a Wednesday, so it's going to be my regular time. And check out the New Year's Eve. I'll have a link to it, to Raul's post. He's the wonderful host this year. Excuse me. And what else? Yeah, I love the blue pull. I like that one. What else is new? Is there anything I need to, I think this will be our thumbnail. I think we'll kind of do that. That'll be our thumbnail. What else? Joanne says the orange and red pull is her favorite. That one. The green one can be mermaid tails. Yes. And yeah, so next week I won't be streaming. I'll post an update on my community section or whatever you want to call it. And what else? Not streaming next week. I will stream New Year's Eve at 3 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what I'm going to do for my schedule for next year. I'm sort of thinking about changing things up a little bit, but I need to think about it a bit more before I decide what I'm doing and let you guys know what I'm doing. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, and I will see you before the new year, and I'll see you guys around the streams and whatnots. So thanks for coming. Christina says, Merry Christmas to everyone. I'll be spending, oh, well, that's a good reason to be at the hospital. Okay, that's all right. Good luck with that, Christina. That's exciting. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Dar, and thanks to Dar, my mod extraordinaire that was here the whole time and putting links in for you guys. Hey, Joe Lou, Merry Christmas to you. Thanks, Joanne, and thanks for sending me the happy mail. Thanks, Jackie. Merry Christmas to you as well. Yes, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and Happy Holidays to all. Thanks, Linda. I'll see you Saturday. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I can get there. The snow won't be too bad. And I am on Mountain Time. So I usually say my stream time in Eastern, just to be clear. So 3 p.m. Eastern is what I usually say Eastern. I just kind of calculated in my brain. It's just 2 hours off where I am. So, all right. Well, this has been a blast, absolute blast. I had lots of fun making this silly page and remembering this dessert. And I might try to make it. If I do, I will take a picture of it and I'll post it on the Instagrams or maybe even on my YouTube community page. We'll see. Thanks, Lydia. All right. See you guys later. See you in on New Year's Eve or in the new year. Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming.